everyone. I got some questions about the Anything Goes glue book, and I thought that I would just do a little video answering some of those questions and doing a little bit of glue booking so that you can see what I am talking about. So I decided to do a real small one for an example. I grabbed this book that I did put together a couple of years ago at least. Can't remember. But it's small. And so the pages are all sewn in. I actually did start doing some gluing and then decided, you know what, let me stop and do a video and show my process a little bit, answer some of those questions. So it's got some little square pages. How big is this? Going to be a question. How big? The pages are 4 by 4, roughly. I mean, some of them are just slightly smaller, some of them are slightly larger. It's not perfect. Perfect is boring in my mind. So anyway, so this is Anything Goes glue book. The reason I like to do this is it's completely random. It uses up stuff. I'm not planning on making an entire page at one time, so it is more random and unexpected and fun. I am more concerned about the process. I need some relax time. And for my relaxation, I like to just sit there and glue bits of paper. That's it. I don't want to think about composition or where things go. I just want to start gluing pieces of paper. And this project is perfect for that. All right. So grab a book, any book. You can use a composition book, an art journal that you're already using, a glue book that you're already using, some signatures that you've put together, a blank book, anything that you want to use, any size. All right. And then what I do is I grab all my collage fodder. And one of the tricks is to sort stuff by size. So what I mean by that is I choose, this is my backgrounds. This is my larger bits. Backgrounds, things that really don't have a focal image, that are large, that have a little bit of color, painted papers, some book text, something that's got a little bit of pattern, large-ish pieces, envelope pattern, tissue paper, here's some cupcake paper, a letter written in Greek, some little bits of magazine image that's just a color, scrapbook paper, a little bit of shape. They need to be, you know, large bits. Here's some music. Here's some Godiva gold. Large bits of paper. All right. And then you want to sort out some smaller bits. Now, these can have a little bit of focal images to them, but they still need to be largish. Not all of these are focal image types. Some of them are just painted papers or, you know, strips, you know, bits of things that are just a little bit smaller than that. And then these are a little bit smaller than the ones before. It's not an exact science, so there might be things in here that are the same size, but just a little bit smaller. More images, just random bits of paper. Here's something in Russian, just book text, some circles, some tissue paper, a watch, some dictionary images, sticker, just a bunch of stuff. And then these are my details. I love the details. That's my favorite part of glue booking. little tiny bits of shape, stickers, some little tiny images. Most of these are logos from companies that I find in magazines or catalogs. Just little bits of something. Scrapbook paper, stamped image. Here's some pattern from an envelope. Just little bits. Here's a postage stamp. Little bits of fun. My favorite part. So I probably have the most of those. Anyway, so that's what I do. I go through my collage fodder. I grab what catches my eye. And so this is on it's the same idea as a visual journaling, visual journal glue book. Something catches my eye, maybe a color, a shape, an image, something. I grab it and I decide what size it is and put it in the correct size. I also, when I'm grabbing something, it needs to be maybe cut out or fussy torn around so that, it's ready to glue, basically. I don't want to stop my gluing process, my glue therapy. I don't want to stop to cut something out, to trim something off, to tear something off. I want it to be, ready to glue. I just want to spend my time gluing pieces of paper down, period. That's all this is. This is not, I'm going to create a page in my glue book and it's going to be spectacular and I'm going to be able to share it on Instagram. It's not that. This is a process of gluing bits of paper. Like a meditation, it's just gluing bits of paper. There's no planning. There's no hoping that it's going to be pretty. This may be the ugliest thing in the world when I get done with it, and I may just throw it away. Okay? This is the purpose. The purpose of this is just to spend some time relaxing with my glue stick. That's all it is. And I am using my junk glue sticks, trying to get rid of them, use them up. So I'm not expecting this to be any kind of masterpiece at all. I'm expecting it to be a total mess. I am not concerned about how it turns out. And that's what really makes it fun, is the randomness. You're not planning. You're not trying to make something. You're not thinking about it. You're not overthinking. You're just gluing down. So it makes it really fun, really stress-free, and the results are very unexpected, unique, and sometimes very interesting. Okay? So that's my prep work. Gather bits of paper that you want to glue down. Make sure it's things that you like. Don't grab things that you don't like, because you're not going to like it at the end. Make sure it's stuff you enjoy, colors that you like, images that you like. It don't have to be things that you love, but just things that are interesting enough that you're going to enjoy, okay? So sort out your things into sizes, and that's very, very important. You need to have your background bits, large background bits, all put together, ready to go. And then details, the smaller things, need to be done at the end. So you need to have them out of your way. You're not thinking about them. You don't know what's there. It's going to be random, all right? So the first thing that I do is I get my book out, make sure I've got a gluing magazine, and I've got my glue, and I've got a backup over there in case I run out. This is just a process of gluing papers down. That's it. We're just gluing papers down. So I'm starting with background papers. Now, as a visual journal, I am just going to grab a few things that catch my eye. That's too big, so I'm going to tear that down now. I'm just going to grab some things that catch my eye. I like the looks of. Let's put some tissue paper in. I like that. I like that. Let's see. Not too many. A little bit of doily. These circles are kind of cool. Up there, folded. Grab that. That's probably enough. Maybe these little circles too. Scrapbook paper. Okay, so I'm just going to grab those, and I am randomly going to glue these on somewhere in this book. And I'm going to relax while doing it. So this may take a while because I like to put a lot of glue. And I like to use a little bit of t-shirt to make sure that there's no air bubbles underneath, that the glue is going to actually stick. It makes a big difference. And then I'm going to move on. Okay, here's another page that needs a little bit of something. So I'm going to try putting this doily on. Now, doilies are a little tricky to get glue on because of the openings. I don't want to rip it apart, but I want enough glue on there. Let's see here. There's glue everywhere now. The glue went through all those little holes. So hopefully it won't glue my pages together. I need a two-sided something, and I don't have that, so I'm going to skip that page. And that's all I'm going to do is I am going to randomly, now that I've got all this glue here, just randomly place one, maybe two, background images on the pages. This one's kind of interesting. Let me put it on the top. And let me kind of put it over the middle. And I'm going to grab a little bit of some book text just to put on this other side. I want something different. The whole thing is not to plan. I don't usually put things right in the middle. I like to put things kind of off center a little bit. It makes things more interesting. Got another page out here. If you put everything in the center, then it gets to be pretty boring as everything's in the center. Everything needs to be given attention, I suppose. I'm going to put this little bit over here. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to put it over here. Probably needs a little bit more glue since I just took it off. There, I like that better. Let's see, let's find some place for this. Not sure I really like those words. Should have torn those off before. But I'm not planning. I don't know what I'm going to put on top of these. Not sure. Not a big deal. Just grab stuff, glue it down. Relax with it. Start breathing. Actually, let me put that in the center. So I like to do this when I just have a few minutes. I have my stuff sorted out, and something on that one already. I have my stuff sorted out already, so if I get 10 minutes that I can just sit and glue, it's all ready to go. I just have to open up my glue stick and figure out, if I want to glue on large bits or do I want to go a little bit smaller. This has a flip out. Something on it already. Let's see, let's find some empty spots for this last bit of blue. Let's see here, another flip out. Put blue here. That's an awfully big piece of blue. It's gonna have to do. All right, this is a piece of tissue paper. There, it's hard to glue down, so you start in the center and work your way to the edges. Make sure you have enough glue on it. And when it gets wet with glue, it gets pretty fragile. So just take a little bit of care when you put it down and pat it down. Not really rub, just pat it. So it's there. All right, so that was my backgrounds. And a lot of times I'll just sit there for, quite a bit of time, maybe do all the background bits that I have, and then go to the next ones. But I'm just going to show you quickly what the deal is here. Okay, so I've done the backgrounds, did the large ones. So now I'm going to go to my next largest bin. And I'm going to do a little bit of visual picking out. Just going to, choose some stuff that catches my eye. Let's see here. Not too many images. I kind of want some background stuff. Here's a stamped image. That might be kind of cool. Here's a bit of painted paper. Is there a face in here? There's an eye. Now, I may not just grab a bunch of stuff. I may just start gluing stuff down and worrying about things later. I want to make sure I've got enough little bits. Here's another face. All right. I want to make sure I've got enough bits. So let me put those in a little pile here. And I'm just going to go back to the beginning. Uh-oh. Did get stuck. Did get stuck. So let me put something on that while it's here. All right. And I'm not really planning out a collage. I'm just putting stuff down there somewhere. That's 2 scrapbook papers. Let me put this little bit down. I'm not planning. I'm not trying to be fiddly and figure out where things need to be to make it cool. I'm glad that's a wax paper there. I'm just trying to glue stuff down so that it's interesting. I'm just concentrating on the gluing bit, the gluing part. This is gloppy glue. And it may not stick for very long. I'm not really worried. It's not about having something that's finished and perfect when I'm done. It's all about gluing stuff down. I'm going to glue her down. Okay. Got glue on my fingers. All right. I have another ladder somewhere that I'm going to put with that, I think. All right, so I needed something large here. So let me just put that there. It needs a background bit on that side. I didn't put anything. So I'll wait until I put some kind of background on it and then come back and do it. So I am not creating a page. This process makes things way more random. When you're not planning on the page, you're just putting something down and going to the next something. Here's another one that doesn't really have background on it, so I really shouldn't put a smaller bit on. The trick is start large, go smaller. That's got a corner piece, so I'm just going to stick it in the corner. I didn't get enough glue on that. Let me try again. Or I've got too much glue on my fingers and it's sticking to my fingers. This is the moment that I need to stand up and go wash my hands. I'm going to put that down there. Let me turn my page. Put that down there. Make sure I got enough glue. I'm not worried about lining stuff up. I'm not worried about color. This one needs a little something. Let me put a face on that one. I'm going to put it right there in the center. Moving on. I'm not going to put anything on that. That looks pretty cool though, so let me just put it down. It caught my eye, so might as well. Put that down there. Okay, and I didn't get those done, but so let me go to the next bin. All right, let me just grab some stuff that looks interesting, that catches my eye. Maybe that, maybe that, polka dots. I'm not looking for any particular color. I'm just grabbing stuff out that just catches my eye. I am not planning. I have no idea if this stuff is going to work. if this stuff is going to do it, that's a little piece of newspaper, some kind of advertising. I thought it was cute, so I cut it out. Here's a feather, some hands, piece of painted paper. Let's see, I want a few of these things because I never know. There's a fish. I never know what I'm going to need. So let me just grab out some stuff. Here's a hand. That might be kind of cool. All right. So again, I am not planning anything out. There was a sliver of paper there. I saw that, so just let me put it down. And this is where the trick comes in, you know. You use the bigger things on the bottom so that when you start putting smaller things on top, you don't lose everything. So I have something big enough because that's a big space here. Some coffee, feather. Ooh, I like the little rows of people. Okay. Rows of people. So we can put coffee cups on this one. So how I'm choosing is I want something just a little bit smaller than what's already on the page. I'm just going to put a strip. It's too long though. I'm just going to put a strip of paper on this one. No image. It already has an image, so I'm just going to glue something down. And I make sure that I just keep going. I'm not going to put 2 or 3 things on the page because that way, that's when I start planning. Oh, what can I put there? What do I need there? And I start fussing. And then it's less about just gluing pieces of paper down and more about making a finished collage. It's just not what I want to be doing. I'm going to put that little piece of painted paper on this one. I just want to glue. I just want to relax. I'm going to put this strip of ostrich faces. I think it came out of a catalog. It was art on the wall, I think. So I'm not planning. I'm not worried about what it's going to look like in the end. Let me put this little thing here. I need to turn my page too. And I'm not creating a page and then going to the next page and creating another page. I'm doing it very random. Very random. It's a surprise at the end. You'll find things that you never would think to put together. All of a sudden they are together and they look pretty good. It makes the whole thing a whole lot more fun. I put the fish there. Gloppy, gloppy glue. Let's get the fish tail out. Glue on that. But really what I'm concentrating on is just gluing bits down. Just the gluing part. It relaxes me. I don't know why. just need some time just for glue therapy, just to glue some papers down for no good reason. And I guess that's why I like to have my little bins full of stuff. So that, put this little teddy bear in there on the house. Still need to change my page here. Okay, I have got so much glue on my hands that this stuff is sticking to my hands more than the paper. All right. And I've got something there. Did I put a feather there? Turn the page. Glue this feather down. Actually, let's put it that way. And you know what? Since I'm here, I'm cheating and putting two things on this one, just because I don't want to turn another page. Okay. So that little newspaper dog will be right there. All right. So then I go to my little details. And this time, I kind of don't really pick out stuff. I kind of, look, see. This is where I let myself fiddle just a little bit. I might put 2 or 3 little bits on, see this bird cage. I might put 2 or 3 little bits on the page. You know, I might. Just depends what feels good. And I am still just trying to glue stuff down, not really trying to create something pretty. And since I find myself trying to create something pretty, I need to wait for this to dry before I do a whole lot there. This needs a little bit of color. We'll do that. Yes, so that's my process. Is just, I like the little details, little spots that I think need something. And my fingers are really sticking to everything here. Should I put the hand there? I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to do it. Put the hand right there. Maybe this little bee. Yes, my fingers are sticking to everything. So this is where I have the fun. Everything is randomly put down there, and I just add a bunch of little bits. I'm going to put these little fish tails I've had forever. This one's all bent up. It needs a home. Put them on the edge so they look like they're swimming away. And see here. This little guy. My hands are really, really sticky. I'm going to have to quit here. But that's the whole process. Stop thinking. Just glue stuff down. Relax with it. Have some fun with it. I didn't put a medium size on this one. Do I have something? Here's a piece of washi tape. It's about the right size. Let's just put the washi tape down there. And then we'll put this little bit. Oops, right side up would be nice. We'll stick that there. I have to go back and put some more glue on that washi tape. And flamingo probably would be really cute right there. And I'm not worried about covering up the entire page. I'm going to leave white space. Not worried about it. Another little something. Let's see. Like a little piece of, yeah, something like that. Just a little non-image type something. Here. So it ends up being pretty interesting. It's fun just to let yourself, my fingers are really sticking to everything. It's fun just to let it happen. Let stuff, just be what it wants to be and not worry too much about what it looks like in the end. The major thing is you get some glue time. You just get to glue some papers down. Who cares what they look like at the end? It doesn't matter. I'm going to stop now. Even though I should be going on. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's not finished yet, but it's not planned out and thought about. It's just gluing pieces of paper down together in a glue book so that it is a collection of images. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be anything. And doing one bit at a time really helps not plan out the page. You're just randomly doing things. And it's fun to see how things just kind of happen. I put two fish together. I don't usually do that. If I was planning, that wouldn't have happened. But it's fine. It's not any big deal. And I will continue gluing stuff into this book. And I will come back and do another flip through. Oh, there was a background there that I didn't get to. I guess I didn't go far enough. But there's just little bits here and there. I'm not planning the pages. I want to stress that. I am not planning the pages. I am just gluing stuff down. That way, they're not planned. They come out really random, then really fun. So that is it. Anything goes, any kinds of paper, anything goes. Start with large background bits. Go down to small details. Just put one image on a page and move on. Stop thinking, stop planning. Just glue. Stress-free, have some fun. Good for just 5 minutes at a time. And you've had your glue therapy and you can move on for the rest of the day. Hope this is helpful. Hope this answers a bunch of questions. Thanks for watching.